गुड मॉर्निंग एवरीवन, वेलकम टू राज मल्होत्रा IAS एकेडमी। आज की वीडियो सीरीज में हमने जो टॉपिक कवर करना है वो है ड्रेनेज सिस्टम ऑफ इंडिया। तो स्मार्ट कोर्स की सीरीज में हम इंडिया के फिजिकल एस्पेक्ट्स देख रहे थे और उसी फिजिकल एस्पेक्ट्स का एक इम्पॉर्टेंट डायमेंशन है, डेट इज द रिवर सिस्टम ऑफ इंडिया और ड्रेनेज सिस्टम ऑफ इंडिया। तो इसको हमने आज कवर करना है। ड्रेनेज सिस्टम ऑफ इंडिया को जब हम डिफाइन करते हैं तो ब्रॉडली ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ कि रिवर्स ओरिजिनेट कहाँ से हो रही है, तो हम इंडिया के रिवर सिस्टम को डिफाइन करते हैं। दो पार्ट में हम सिस्टम को देखते हैं कि कुछ रिवर्स हैं जो हिमालय से ओरिजिनेट हो रही हैं, तो जो नदर्न इंडियन रिवर हैं वो हिमालय से ओरिजिनेट हो रही हैं, तो इनको बोला जाता है हिमालयन रिवर सिस्टम्स। जो रिवर्स पेनिनसुलर पार्ट ऑफ इंडिया, दिस इज द पेनिनसुलर पार्ट ऑफ इंडिया, यहाँ पे ओरिजिनेट हो रही हैं, उनको बोला जाता है पेनिनसुलर रिवर सिस्टम। तो इन दोनों ही रिवर सिस्टम को हमने अलग अलग ढंग से डील करना है। जब हिमालयन रिवर सिस्टम को देखते हैं तो इनकी कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स क्या है, सिंस हिमालयस हैव अ सर्टेन ऑल्टीट्यूड एंड दे आर कवर्ड विद द लार्ज ग्लेशियर्स. These glaciers are the part of greater Himalayas. So most of the rivers which have been originating from the Himalayas or beyond the Himalayas like Tibetan Plateau, they are glacial fed rivers. Since they are glacial fed rivers, so these are the perennial rivers which will flow throughout the year. Although the water volume will substantially decrease during the months of summer, but somehow these rivers will manage to a certain extent to have a good level of volume in them as compared to the peninsular river. In contrast, peninsular river systems are rain fed and these are seasonal in nature. They are the rivers which have high level of volume during the monsoon, and in the dry weather in the summers or in the winter the water volume will be very lean. So that's why this is the major cause of origination of the various water or river water sharing disputes in the southern part of India. When we take up the Himalayan river system, the major three river system in Himalayas are, the first is, it's called as Indus river system. Second one is Ganga river system. Yamuna is a part of Ganga river system since it is the tributary of Ganga. And the third Himalayan system, major system, is the Brahmaputra system. So these are the three systems which are supposed to be studied under the domain of Himalayan river system. Whereas in the peninsular part we are having the rivers like Narmada, Tapi, which are flowing in the Madhya Pradesh and on the border of Maharashtra, and the three major rivers like Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri, together we call them as a peninsular river system, and Mahanadi, which is a major river of Odisha, and Damodar, which is the major river of Jharkhand and is a tributary of Hooghly river. So these are the rivers of peninsular river. Apart from these rivers, we have certain rivers in the Rajasthan which we study in the domain of peninsular river itself. Although these major rivers of Rajasthan do not fall into the any sea, rather they debouch in the run of Kutch or greater run of Kutch. So these rivers form inland drainage system and they are also supposed to be studied under the peninsular river system. So starting with the very first part, that is firstly we are just observing what is the river basin. River basin basically is an idea or it is an geographical location, geographical aspect of a river from all those areas from where river is catching its water through its tributaries. That particular area of a river is known as river basin. So in terms of river basin, we have Ganga river basin is the largest river basin in India, which is nearly 25% of the area of India. As you could see in this picture, so this green shaded part is the Ganga river basin, because Yamuna and the tributaries of Yamuna are all supposed to be the part of Ganga river basin. तो ये जो है 25% टोटल इंडिया के एरिया को कवर करता है। Whereas you could see कि इंडस रिवर बेसिन भी एक बहुत बड़ा बेसिन है जिसमें पंजाब, हरियाणा, JNK एंड कश्मीर के पार्ट भी आते हैं। दिस इज द ब्रह्मपुत्र रिवर बेसिन. These three are the major river basin from the Himalayan rivers, and these are the river basin of Rajasthan, and then Narmada and Tapi have a very small river basin since they are flowing in the Rift Valley. you could see Mahanadi river basin is a large river basin. Then we will see the Godavari river basin, which is the largest and the longest river of southern part of India. So it has the largest river basin since it is its length and through its tributaries. This is the Krishna river system, which is the second longest river of peninsular India, and this is the Kaveri river basin, which is a bone of contention between Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Lakshadweep. So and Puducherry. So these are the four stakeholders for the Kaveri water basin, and this is the Pennar river basin. So these are the major river basin of India. Now firstly we are observing the difference between the Himalayan river system and the peninsular river system. If you will see the rivers of Himalayan system, these are very mighty rivers and the volume of water is substantially very large as compared to the peninsular river, because these are the glaciers fed river. तो इनका लेंथ भी बहुत ज़्यादा है और इनमें वाटर वॉल्यूम भी बहुत ज़्यादा है. तो फर्स्ट डिफरेंस बिटवीन द हिमालयन एंड पेनिनसुलर रिवर सिस्टम कुड बी द इमेंस वॉल्यूम ऑफ वाटर इन द हिमालयन रिवर सिस्टम. When these rivers will carry so much volume of water, and these rivers are supposed to be flowing over the sedimentary rock of Himalayas, so they will carry a enormous amount of sediment, and these enormous amount of sediment will be deposited on the deltas. So these rivers, the Himalayan rivers, are forming one of the greatest deltas of the world, like the Sundarban delta, which is the largest delta of the world, whereas the peninsular river system will not undergo a large dimension of delta, since these are flowing over the Deccan Plateau or the hard igneous or metamorphic rock of peninsular India. So they will not be able to erode these rocks, since these are very hard rocks. Therefore the delta of peninsular river system, as compared to the Himalayan river, they are not of that greater extent. दूसरा इनके बीच में हम डिफरेंस ड्रॉ कर सकते हैं कि जो हिमालयन रिवर सिस्टम है, मोस्ट ऑफ देम आर द ईस्ट फ्लोइंग रिवर, while the peninsular river system, some of the peninsular river system are west flowing river, like you could see here the Narmada river, the Tapi river, and the certain river which are originating from the Shadris and falling in the Arabian Sea. So these are the west flowing rivers. So in this way we could create the difference between the Himalayan river system and the peninsular river system. Now moving forward to the first Himalayan river system, that is the Indus river system. Indus river system, when we say the word Indus river system, it consists of 6 major rivers like Indus, Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas and Satluj. All these are the tributaries of Indus. The Indus river itself is originating in the Tibetan plateau near the Mansarovar lake, and it is transversing through India before entering into the Pakistan. So after that we could see the Jhelum river, which is originating from India, and it is meeting Indus in the Pakistan. The Jhelum river is famous for passing through the Srinagar. The next river is Chenab, which is in the lower part of which is flowing in the Jammu part of J&K, and it is meeting Indus river in the Pakistan itself. Then the Ravi river, which is a major river of Punjab, and then Beas and Satluj, which are the major river of Punjab. So these 3 rivers, the Chenab, the Ravi and Satluj are the major river of Punjab. The Chenab and Jhelum are the major river of Kashmir and J&K, while Indus river is a part of Ladakh range. Second river system we are observing is Ganga river system. When we say the word Ganga, so Ganga river is formed after the confluence of 2 major rivers, like the one of them is Bhagirathi, which has been originating from the Gangotri glacier. The other one is the Alaknanda, which is originating from the Satopanth glacier near Badrinath. So these are the 2 rivers after which Ganga river is being formed. So when these 2 rivers, before meeting these 2 rivers, which is the junction of these 2 rivers is known as Devprayag, before Alaknanda meets Bhagirathi at Devprayag, many of the rivers from Uttarakhand are falling into the Alaknanda rivers, and they are forming Panch Prayag, which are very famous in terms of pilgrimage. तो जब विष्णु गंगा अलकनंदा रिवर के साथ मीट करेगी और सॉरी धौली गंगा मीट करेगी तो इट इज फॉर्मिंग विष्णु प्रयाग. व्हेन Nandakini river will meet Alaknanda, it will form Nand Prayag. Then Pindo river and Alaknanda will form Karn Prayag. Mandakini and Alaknanda will form Rudra Prayag, and finally the Dev Prayag. This is the north to south arrangement of these Prayag, which could be asked in prelims examination as well. When these two rivers will meet, finally they will give rise to the Ganga river. After the Dev Prayag, it is known as the Ganga river, which is then descend into the Haridwar and into the plains of Uttar Pradesh. When it will descend into the plains of Uttar Pradesh, you will see many rivers will meet Ganga river, like the Ghagra river, like the Gandhak river, Kosi river. In the southern part we could see Yamuna and the tributaries of Yamuna like Chambal, Sindh, Betwa, Tons. From the southern part, Son river will join Ganga river, and finally the last tributary of Ganga is the Damodar river, which will meet Ganga or Hooghly in Kolkata. In West Bengal, after Farakka Barrage, Ganga river will convert into distributary, and one branch will enter into the Bangladesh and the other branch will take a southern turn and move towards the Kolkata or West Bengal. Here you could see the many major rivers which have been falling into the Ganga rivers. So these are the tributaries of river Ganga. Now the third major river system of Himalayan is the Brahmaputra river system. Brahmaputra river system, while before entering into India, it had a long journey into Tibetan part of Tibetan plateau, and it is known as Sangpo in Tibet. While it will enter from Namcha Barwa in India, it will be known as Dihang river, D-I-H-A-N-G, Dihang river. Dihang river will meet two of its tributary, Dibang and Lohit, and when all these three rivers will meet and they will enter into the plains of Assam, and they will be known as Brahmaputra in Assam. While in Arunachal Pradesh, Brahmaputra is known as Dihang river. When it will descend into the plains of Assam, as you could see in this picture, the river will take a very wide turn and it will flow all through the Assam plains, and these are the plains of Assam which are drained by the Brahmaputra rivers. It is notorious for flooding in the plains of Assam, and because of the frequent flooding in the Brahmaputra river, these areas are very underdeveloped and have one of the very least HDI index, because क्योंकि यहाँ पे डेवलपमेंट करना बहुत मुश्किल है, क्योंकि हर साल फ्लडिंग का फिनोमिना इतना ज़्यादा है कि 6 महीने तक आप कोई और काम नहीं कर सकते हैं. तो देयर आर मैनी ट्रिब्यूटरीज flowing from the Tibetan plateau into the Brahmaputra river, like Subansiri, like Manas river, where we having Manas National Park, and the last one is Teesta river, which is meeting Brahmaputra in Bangladesh. So these are the tributaries of Brahmaputra river. Brahmaputra river is known for its sedimentation, क्योंकि ये इतना सेडिमेंट्स लेकर आती है, तो जैसे ही ये असम के प्लेन्स पे डिसेंड करेगी और वहाँ पे ये इतने ज़्यादा चैनल्स में डिस्ट्रीब्यूट हो जाती है और इतनी ज़्यादा विड्थ ले लेती है कि in many areas it is as wide as 11 to 15 kilometer in width, and it is having inland islands also, riverine island also, because of the sedimentation in the Brahmaputra river. And one of the largest riverine island is in the Brahmaputra river, which is known as Majuli Island. Here you could identify on the map Majuli Island on the Brahmaputra river, which is the largest riverine island. Here you could see the handmade map of Brahmaputra river. It is known as Sangpo in the Tibetan part. Then it will enter into India, taking a hairpin bend turn, and known as Dihang in India. Dibang and Lohit then meet it, and it will flow into the plains of Assam. And Teesta river, which is meeting Brahmaputra, Sankosh river, which is also a tributary of Brahmaputra river, they all are meeting it in Bangladesh. Manas river, Kameng river, Dhansari, Subansiri, these are the major tributaries of Brahmaputra river. This is how it will look on the map of India. Now moving forward to the west flowing rivers of India or the Peninsular river, major rivers are Narmada and Tapi. Narmada river, which is flowing between the two major mountain range, one is the Vindhyachal, other one is Satpura. It is flowing in the Rift Valley of Narmada, in the Vindhyachal and Satpura, and beyond the Satpura we are having Tapi river. Both of these rivers are falling into the Gulf of Khambat, and Tapi river is flowing through a very famous city, that is Surat, which is known for its diamond cutting industry. Narmada is passing through the Ankleshwar, which is the hub of petrochemical industry, and the other west flowing rivers are Sabarmati river, which is originating from the Aravalli range and falling in the Gulf of Khambat, and the Mahi river, which is originating from the Malwa plateau. This Mahi river is crossing the Tropic of Cancer twice, so it is a very important information from the perspective. Now the other major rivers of peninsular India are Godavari river, which is the longest river of peninsular India, and it is originating from the Shadri or Western Ghat in the Nasik district, and it is flowing through the, now it has been renamed as Telangana, so it is one of the major river of Telangana, and it is catching its water from the Chhattisgarh and Maharashtra. So these are the major areas from which Godavari river is catching water. The other major river of peninsular India is Krishna. Its two important tributaries are Bhima and Tungabhadra. और यहाँ पे अगर आप देखेंगे जो विजयनगर एम्पायर है और ब्राह्मणी किंगडम है, उन दोनों किंगडम के बीच में जो लड़ाई का सारा इशू है वो कृष्णा द्वाब के लिए ही है, क्योंकि इट इज़ वेरी फर्टाइल लैंड एंड इट इज़ पासिंग थ्रू द आंध्र प्रदेश, और यहाँ पे ये फिर जो है बर्ड फुट डेल्टा फॉर्मेट में ब्रेक डाउन हो जाएगी. इन दोनों रिवर्स के बीच में, कृष्णा एंड गोदावरी रिवर्स के बीच में, देयर इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फ्रेश वाटर लेक, दैट इज कोलेरू लेक, विच इज ड्रॉइंग वाटर फ्रॉम बोथ दीज रिवर्स. Next important river is Pennar river, then the Kaveri river, which is originating from the Mysore plateau and transversing through the many of its tributaries are coming from the Kerala. That's why Kerala is also a part of, considered as a part of Kaveri river, and it is flowing majorly in the Tamil Nadu, and since lot of dams and barrages has been formed in Karnataka, that's why it is the bone of contention between Tamil Nadu and Karnataka because of its water sharing disputes. This is the Kaveri river, which is originating in the Mysore plateau on the junction of Tamil Nadu and Kerala, and it is 800 km in length. Krishna is nearly 1400 km in length, while Godavari is 1465, and it is the longest river and largest river of peninsular India. Next important river is Mahanadi river, which is the major river of Odisha, and it is forming a triple delta at near Lake Chilika, where Baitani and Brahmani are two more rivers which are the neighboring river of Mahanadi. This is the delta of Mahanadi river. One of the major river of India is the Damodar river, which is flowing through the Jamshedpur and meeting Hooghly river near Kolkata. Once Damodar river was known as Sorrow of Bengal because of its frequent flooding character, but it has been tamed after forming a series of dams known as Damodar Valley Corporation, and we are generating hydroelectricity as well as generated the irrigation potential from the Damodar river, and now it has been totally tamed. And if you will observe these towns, these are the towns of coal mining, and where coal and coal thermal plants and iron and steel industry is flourishing. So this is the major rivers which is providing hydroelectricity to all these great industrial belt of India. Now looking at the rivers of Rajasthan, we will see कि राजस्थान में ज़्यादा रिवर्स नहीं हैं, और वन द मेजर रिवर ऑफ राजस्थान इज लूनी, विच इज लॉन्गेस्ट इन लेंथ एंड हैज़ द लार्जेस्ट रिवर बेसिन. बानस एंड चंबल river are another river. Chambal is the tributary of river Yamuna, whereas Banas is falling in the run of Kutch. All these rivers are falling in the run of Kutch and forming the marshy inland drainage system. Here you could see this is the run of Kutch, where all these rivers are falling, and all these rivers has been coming from the Aravalli range, and in this way they are forming a run of Kutch. And this run of Kutch is the contentious issue between India and Pakistan, since because of the shifting course of river and marshy land, there is it is very difficult to demarcate the boundaries between these two nations. So this was the last slide for the river system of India. Thank you.